Hey guys, it's Micah from Sapulpa Times, and I am here with who is fast becoming a friend of mine. This is Tanner Gregory. A lot of you guys might recognize his voice if you listen to the Chieftain TV broadcast. Tanner here does commentary along with his buddy Braden for the Chieftain TV football games, and uh, I don't think. Do you do other stuff besides football, or is that not yet?
Not yet,
Not,
just football.
okay.
So,
So when basketball gets here, I don't think we'll hear you. So we've only got you for like another how many more games this season?
uh, 3 games left in the or 4 games left in the regular season, and then hopefully playoffs will start after that. So,
Okay. Well, before we get into like the meat of the show, I did want to introduce you guys because I know a lot of you guys are watching the Chieftain TV. And Tanner, I'll tell you, when we're talking about the game and Sapulpa times we do our score updates and stuff. And I've got people texting me and messaging me asking me, who are these guys that are doing the commentary? They're awesome. And they love like the passion and stuff and that comes in on it. And I just want to ask you guys, like, tell people how you got started in that. You and Braden, and you guys are from Sapulpa, right?
yeah.
And Tanner, in addition to being, the voice of the chieftains or whatever now, you're a firefighter, real estate guy, right?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
But I mean, well, that's pretty admirable. I mean, it's like, oh, just a firefighter. But tell people how you got into it. How did you guys get started in this?
Well, it started last year in the playoffs when they were at Claremore. My buddy Braden Ward and I were watching the game, and that was a really good game, really close game, heartbreaking loss. But there was nobody to call the games for Sapulpa. And so, him and I were talking, and we're like, man, we ought to just reach out and see if they would like us to help out and call the games. And we grew up in Sapulpa, graduated in 2016. We played football for Sapulpa, all kinds of sports, and we just loved the game of football. So we reached out to the athletic director, and that's how it all kind of came about.
Oh, really? So you just approached Mr. Rhodes and asked him, "Hey, you obviously don't have anybody doing commentary for you. Do you want us? You want us to do it?"
Yeah, we told him we love football, we love Sapulpa, and if there's anything we can do to help, we'd love to do it. And so all that's how it all really just came together.
That's
So
awesome. That worked out really well then. Well, and so far it seems to be going well. And I will just point out that, you know, Chieftains are having a really good year. The first year that Tanner and Braden are doing the commentary, so I don't know if those things are related or not.
we hope
But
so.
I mean, yeah, I would like to think they are. So speaking of that, we've got a big game coming up tonight, actually, against Ponca City. Talk a little bit about that. How are the Chieftains doing right now this year in district play? What does this game mean? Things like that.
Yeah, since district play started, they've had a really good second half of the season. The first 3 games, those are non-conference games, so they don't really count towards the playoffs or anything. They do count on the record, but not towards the playoffs. So they're 3-0 in district play. Tonight's game is pretty significant because a win tonight guarantees a playoff spot.
Okay.
Ponca City comes into the game 1-5. Spalpa's 3-3, but 3-0 in district play. So yeah, they've really turned the corner since they started district play and have put together some really, really nice games.
Okay, so when I've been talking to people about how great Sapulpa is doing, literally the first question they always ask me is like, "Yeah, but who are they playing?"
Yeah.
And yes, I mean I think we have to admit that we've had a couple of fairly easy games. The last couple games, were exceptionally well. But and so people are looking at Ponca City as kind of a good challenge for us. But when you and I were talking about this, you were actually pretty confident. I mean, Ponca City they got beat pretty badly by Sand Springs, and then who was it they played last week?
I believe it was Sand
Was
Springs
that Sand
last
Springs?
week.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then so I guess you think that bodes well for us.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to have to do anything special to win the game. They're going to have to stay mentally locked in. It's fall break week. The game was supposed to be last night.
It's
It got
supposed to be
pushed
on
back to
Thursday,
Friday,
yeah.
so there's some distractions there that naturally come with that. But to speak to the competition, they did have some tough games in the first 3 games, and they have a younger offense. They still have some seniors on the offense side of the ball, but they have a young quarterback, sophomore, who just stepped in and their defense played really well in those 3 games. They were just trying to figure things out offensively, figure out their identity, and so I mean, you can speak to the level of talent, but I mean, you have to win the games that are on your schedule, and being 3-0 in district play, regardless of who you're playing, I think you'll be pretty happy with that. So tonight's game, I think they should just go in there and be who they are. I don't think they have to do anything special or anything like that. They just need to stay mentally locked in and come home with a win.
So just kind of keep doing what you're doing now, and you guys are going to bring home another win.
Yeah, if they need to stop the run. Ponca City likes to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing they haven't seen before all season long. If they can stop the run and just take care of the ball offensively, no turnovers, they've done a pretty good job of running the ball offensively. And Braddock's brought in the quarterback. He's a sophomore, but he's gotten better and better each and every week. He's taken a step each and every week and improved. So I think they'll be fine there.
Okay, so he's a sophomore, and we were just talking before we went live about how we've got some folks here that are kind of new to the group. Somebody on Facebook, I think, told me that this is a group of players that have been playing together since 5th grade, and you were just telling me, yeah, some of that might be true, but we've also got a lot of transfers in. And you were also saying, like, our quarterback is a sophomore. We've got some folks on, I think, both offensive side and defensive side that are transferred in from different schools and stuff. I'm curious of your own predictions about what does this mean for us over the next couple of years? Because if you're doing this well when you've got young players, you can usually expect to have a couple of good seasons.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, that speaks to this coaching staff. I mean, they've been able to develop the talent they've had. We do have a lot of sophomores playing pretty big roles for us this year on the field, and a good mix of seniors playing important roles too. So you're not just in the situation where you're going to lose 15 seniors, lose all your starters, and have to rebuild next year. And that really speaks to the community, for one. For people sending their kids to Sapulpa to play sports at Sapulpa, and the coaching staff for developing their younger players and not ending up in that situation where you have a massive turnover of players and then have to rebuild the following season. I think since Coach Holt has been here, he's done a really good job of putting a consistent group of players on the field each year. So they really haven't had that huge season where you just lose a lot of players and have to rebuild the next year.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll continue to see that. Speaking of players, do you have anybody that we should be keeping an eye on, do you think? Any standouts or anything like that?
Man, that's a tough question to answer. They have, on the defense side of the ball, I'll start with the defense because they've been a defensive team this year. And Braxton Waters is our new defense coordinator from Jinx. He's done a really good job with these players. They have a good mix of seniors and sophomores, like I said earlier, that play really well. And Logan Hicks, I'd say he's probably the leader of the defense. He's a senior. He's played really well this season, made a lot of huge plays. Deuce Glazer's another guy that's made a lot of plays. Canman George is a sophomore. He's on the defensive line, and he's going to be a player that's exciting to watch for the next few years. He makes a lot of plays. And Michael Bennett, another sophomore, he's their leading tackler this year. So just a good mix. I mean, I could go down the list of the entire defense. At some point, they've all made plays. So it's hard to narrow it down to just one.
That's great, though. I mean, having that many people on your roster that have all, had their name called out by the announcer at the games, I mean, that's awesome. That really bodes well. That means somebody gets sick or injured or something, then it's not going to leave that much of a gaping hole in the defense. That's really good to hear.
Yeah, and then on the offensive side of the ball, of course, the quarterback always gets a lot of attention. Braddock's Broaden, the sophomore, he's gotten better and better each and every week, just taking a step, learning each and every week. So he's been awesome. They have 3 running backs, but Levi Jensen, I think, has been probably the running back that stepped up the most. He's averaging over 8 yards a carry, which is a pretty important stat.
That's important. Wow, really? 8 yards a carry?
Yeah, he's done really well. Then Blake Hurt and Rashad Reynolds. Rashad Reynolds has been hurt a little bit this year. He's kind of banged up, but he's starting to get healthy again. And then the receivers across the board have gotten a lot better as the season's gone on. Julian Vest, he's their leading receiver, but at some point in time, like Future Ledbetter, made that huge catch in the Bartlesville game in double overtime to make that win. So, I mean, Same stuff on the offensive side of the ball. Everybody stepped up when they needed to. So
Okay, if we didn't talk about talking about this, but I would like to talk about that game against Bartlesville just a little bit. So I did not get to watch most of that game. Came in when there were like 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and at the time I think we were up by one touchdown. I think we
yeah,
were winning by seven or something, and then just a series of unfortunate events happened. Where really what it looked like is Sapulpa wasn't able to use the momentum that was given to. I remember they got a really lucky interception where it bounced off the guy and we caught it.
yeah.
And so, but then it was like just a straight four downs, and then we had to turn the ball right back over. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you attribute? So we ended up winning that game in double overtime, but do you think what would you attribute that game to? Was that skill, coaching, pure luck? What do you think?
Well, I think it comes down to the players just playing hard and not giving up and believing in one another. And the coaching staff did a good job getting them prepared. That game right there was probably the most important game on the season. Just looking at the playoff picture and the games on the schedule that you have to win. That was a game they had to go win in district play because after Ponca City, the next three games are going to be really, really tough games. So you needed that win in Bartlesville. And I think they just did a good job of sticking together. Things didn't necessarily go their way, and it's easy to start pointing fingers and to let the game get away from you on the road. But they did a good job. They just hung in there and got a tough win, and it was a fun game to call. I know Braden and I think lost our voice
Yeah, that
during
was the
that
one
game.
that people were telling me. Who are these guys that are doing this?
Well, they had us outside. Normally we're in a booth, but Bartlesville had us outside, and so we were right with the crowd, basically just above the crowd, and the band came over and played, so we couldn't hear each other. I think there was a stretch, and during overtime where Braden was just repeating everything I said because we couldn't hear each other at all. So it it was fun. It was a fun game to be at. So
Well, I'm glad you guys are having a good time. Everybody listening to you, I think, is also having a good time. However, I do want to point out you're not going to get the chance to hear Tanner and Braden tonight for the Ponca City game. This whole switching the game to Friday thing screwed everybody's schedule up. Braden is actually supposed to be getting married tomorrow, which means tonight is rehearsal dinner and stuff. And so this guy, the best man over here, neither of them are going to be available because Braden, wants to get his marriage off to a good start. So
yeah,
we're not going to hold that against him, but we'll miss hearing you guys. But you guys will be back next week, right? I
yeah,
hope. I hope.
yeah. I'll be back next week. Braden will be on his honeymoon,
Okay.
but yeah, we. That's why you don't get married during football season. On any level, but that's all right. It's all right. So yeah, we thought we had it all planned out. Then they moved the game to Friday, so it's all
Just
right.
throw a wrench in
It will
everybody's
still be
plan.
on
Yeah.
Chieftain TV. It will still be live
Yep.
and streamed. It just will not have any commentating. So maybe they'll enjoy that a bit more. I don't know.
No, I don't think. I don't think so. I think you guys bring a lot more fun to the game, rather than just watching it on the screen. But,
Well, in the world of social media today, like we want to represent the kids well and give them something to be proud of. They work hard all year long, all season long, and they deserve to have their name called and their number called when they make plays on Friday nights. And so it's been really cool to see the kids, edit out the clips of the video, and that's what it's about. We want to get back to the community, get back to the kids that work so hard. So
yeah, it is cool. I bet they're really getting a kick out of that.
yeah,
That's awesome. Okay, so speaking of Chieftain TV, so yes, like you mentioned, you will get to see that game on the Chieftain TV YouTube channel tonight. Kickoff is at 7, I believe, right? Is
yes,
that right? Yep. No commentary, but I do know that Waypoint Lounge is still going to be playing the game. Friday night is normally the karaoke night, but I did get confirmation that they will have them basically going like simultaneously. Karaoke will still be the main thing, but they'll be having those games on the other secondary screens at Waypoint Lounge. So if you were planning to go to Waypoint to go watch the game, you can do that there. But basically, anywhere that you have access to YouTube, you should be able to pull the game up at home or on your phone or whatever. So looking forward to seeing that. Really looking forward to hopefully them coming back with a win and securing that playoff spot. And then now you actually said more than that. You said it is, will tonight's game determine that they get a home playoff game, or what was it you said there? I think I'm screwing that up a little bit.
Tonight guarantees the playoffs. That'll give them 4 wins in district play, and then if they get 5 wins in district play, they could host their first home playoff game since 2005.
Okay. So wow. Okay. So like 19 years.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow. Okay. That would be awesome. That'd be great to see. It really does kind of sound like this is the team to make it happen too. So hopefully we'll get to see more of that. So thanks for that football update, Tanner. I appreciate you doing that. And it's really nice that people now have a face to put with the voice. So I'm
yeah.
going to pivot here. We're going to move on to the other stuff that we've got going on this weekend. So we talked about football. I do need to make a couple of big announcements. The first one is Route 66 Christmas shoot. Y'all, I know that we're not even into Halloween yet, and we're talking about the holiday stuff, and some of you guys don't like it, and you're just gonna have to get over it because, I mean, Christmas shoot season is upon us already. In fact, I don't know if you know this or not, Tanner, but they're closing the street at the end of next week to start the construction. So
Good.
next weekend, you enjoy your next week of driving down Dewey Route 66 because after that, it's going to be closed for a good long while. So anyway, that's happening. But the announcement I wanted to make is if you were wanting to reserve an igloo, which is by far one of the most popular things at the Christmas shoot, reservations for the igloos are open now. You can go to the website at route66christmasshoot.com and reserve your igloo. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you want to try and do that quick because they book up fast. And I do know they have some new things that they're doing. I think they are trading in one of their igloos, like decoration wise. And the ballerina nutcracker one, I think, is going away, and they're replacing it with a new one, and I've forgotten what it is. So we'll get that information for you a little later. But anyway, those reservations are available now. The igloo, it's a lot of fun. I don't know if have you ever been in one of those?
Not at the shoot,
Okay.
but I need to get
You,
on that and book that right now.
yeah, heck yeah, you do. In fact, tell Braden, when they get back from the honeymoon, if they want
Yeah,
a
I
nice
got a snake
family
loop.
thing.
Yeah, I'll let them know.
Anyway, it's a great way to spend, do a gift exchange with your family, just do a hangout down at the Christmas shoot and stuff. They do s'mores and maybe light dinner or something like that. A lot of fun. But anyway, so those are available now. Go ahead and go get them booked if you can because they're going to get booked out pretty quick. I promise you that's going to happen. The other thing, since we're talking about the holidays, I'm going to back it up just a little bit and go back to talking about Halloween. Arbor Village, the senior living center that is over by Reese's, they get a lot of kick out of giving candy to the kids that come through their community. So they are asking for donations. So if you are someone who wants to help out with that and just basically buy a bag of candy, they don't have any requirements on what kind you get or how much or anything like that. But if you want to buy a bag of candy and donate to them to be able to get that candy out to the kids that come through them, those guys, they live there and they get a huge kick every year out of all the little kids that come by in their costumes and come trick or treat the doors just like they do in the neighborhoods. And it's just really something great that we can do for our senior citizens there. So just go buy a bag of candy. You can drop it off at the front desk at Arbor Village, and then I am sure that they would be grateful for that. And then here is what we've got coming up this weekend, just a kind of a reminder. A couple of them you already know about. The city cleanup day is happening tomorrow, and the address and everything, we've already got that. If you got the email for the what to do this weekend, then you have all the information on that. We've also got it on our Facebook page, so I won't go over all that again. And then we talked about the second story tours, which is happening on Sunday. And actually, I keep calling it by the wrong name. It is the upstairs downtown tour, the downtown upstairs, one of those. But anyway, it's a really great way to go and see the upstairs of some of the buildings downtown. And I don't know, Tanner, I'll just kind of put you on the spot here. Do you have a building that you would like to really see the upstairs of any of them downtown? Any of them?
All of them, honestly. There's some really cool history in Sapulpa, and yeah, I'd like to make it out to that.
Okay, well, it's happening on Sunday if you can be
Yeah,
there. So I don't know if it'll be, that's after the wedding, right? So,
it is after the wedding.
and you're not going on a honeymoon.
No, I didn't get invited, so
Okay.
I'll be in
Probably a
town.
good thing.
Yeah, I'll be in town.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can make that happen. That'll be a lot of fun. The other one, this one is a big deal. I should have been talking about this for the last several episodes, and just honestly, I did not realize it was happening this soon until I was going through the calendar to send out the email yesterday. But SteamCon is this weekend also, and so any of you who have been involved in this is the seventh annual SteamCon. They've been doing it for a while now, and it's the steampunk pop culture convention that the library puts on. It's happening tomorrow. They always do it the weekend before Spooktacular, which is exactly what's happening. Why it's happening. It's just all catching up too fast. I'm sorry. It's just moving. Things are moving too fast for me. But anyway, it's going to be happening at the library. We've got all the information on the Sapulpa Times calendar for that, but it's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to have a cosplay contest. They're doing a Super Mario Brothers, Smash Brothers tournament. They're going to have vendors and food trucks and a kids zone with a bounce house and all kinds of stuff there. Mad Science guy is going to be back there. They're going to have vendors and stuff there as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you've ever been to this before, you know what a hoot it is and what a lot of fun it is. Be sure to come back because it's going to be even more so, and it's free too. It doesn't cost anything to get in, and so it's a great way to spend a Saturday afternoon. You know, if you're not doing anything else, but once you get done with the city cleanup day, then come and hang out with us at SteamCon. And then just a reminder, next week, next Thursday, the Legislative Joint Civic Luncheon, and that will feature, we've got Representative, blanking on his name, Mark Lawson, and Speaker of the House, Kyle Hilbert, and then Senator Todd Gallagher will all be there to talk about what's happening at the state level on legislation and stuff. Given that this is an election year, it's kind of a big deal. You guys may want to get signed up for that. That's going to be happening at First United Bank this year, and tickets are available at sapulpachamber.com. So that is it, guys. So I want to thank Tanner again for coming on the show and doing this with me. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We're going to have to make sure we make this a regular thing, I think.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Sounds
So,
great.
I mean, just for a few more weeks, while football is going on, whatnot.
Hopefully some extra weeks. Get that playoff.
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah,
We'll have a
playoffs,
great
yeah.
conversation next week. That'd be awesome. So, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to the Timeloop Live. Have a great weekend. You know what? I completely forgot to do my Free Coffee Friday. Thanks. I'll do that right now. Creek County Law sponsored today's Free Coffee Friday, and it is over in about 8 minutes. So if you're not there already, you're gonna miss it probably. But happens every week. Free Coffee Friday at CTS Coffee, 114 East Dewey, from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. And like I said, Creek County Law sponsored today. So thank you guys for sponsoring that. I want to thank Sugar Llamas for giving us a secondary studio for us to shoot the show in. And thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you again on Monday where we talk about all things happening in the town that we love. Have a great weekend. We'll see you at the football game. See you guys later. Bye-bye.